Hi there, it's Wendy Ferguson, the Kitchen Mystic. I'm in my bathroom today. I was not going to make a video this week, and the reason I wasn't going to make a video is I have been feeling very low energy with the energy around our beautiful planet. I have felt ill, very nauseous, my whole body's vibrating. It's just not been a good week, so I was trying to convince myself not to make a video this week, and I thought, oh, to hell with it, I'll come on here and I'll make a video regardless. So, as I said, hi, I'm Wendy, the Kitchen Mystic. If you're a returning viewer, thanks so much for coming back. I so appreciate you coming and watching this little YouTube channel. If you're new here, thanks for popping by. I so appreciate you popping by and seeing what we do here. So I thought, because I was struggling generally in life this week, I wasn't going to make a video, and then I had a thought while I was brushing my hair. What I'm going to do is I've just written out these few questions, and I may not even stick to these questions because I veer off sometimes. What I thought I would do is I would ask my spirit guides these questions, like, why is the world such a mess? How can I change my life? Do I have a mission here on earth? How can I have a happier life? Why is my life like this? Please look in the right place. Why is my life like this? Why hasn't it worked out? Yada, yada, yada. I did have another couple of questions written over the, why is my mental health so bad? Why do I have no friends? Where's my money? So yeah, I got this idea while I was washing my hair. I'm just going to whip into my office wardrobe YouTube studio and give it a quick tidy up, because I can't even, there's just so much crap in there at the moment. I should have actually tidied it up before I came on here. Make a cup of tea, and then I'm just going to relax and go into a channeled state and run through a few questions. And hopefully that'll add value to someone out there. Hopefully. I'm not guaranteeing it. So before we move on, I would just like to ask you a little favour. So if you watch these videos and you get value out of these videos, would you consider subscribing to my little YouTube journey? I'm just getting serious on YouTube, and you subscribing would help me out so much. In return, I will promise to get better at talking into this little camera, and I will try and deliver you some value for your life. I'm going to say try because, you know, we're all living these different lives. And if you want me to make a video about anything, just pop it in the comments and I'll research it and I'll do my best. So for any of you that haven't been here before, I'm Wendy Ferguson. I'm an awakened housewife. I have been on a awakened spiritual journey for at least 20 years, and I just want to help people who are waking up and are a bit lost, because it's a heck of a journey when you first wake up. So what do you think? That's what we're going to do. God, I look pale. Yeah, I look terribly pale. I am just going to pop to the kitchen, make myself a cuppa, you make yourself a cuppa, and then we will meet up in my office, and we'll go from there. Oh look, I've got to show you. I didn't dress up for this video. Do you like my, it's called a lounge suit. I'm wearing a lounge suit today for my video. Okay, I'm off to make a cup of tea. I'll see you soon. Okay, I must admit, it is 2 days later, or maybe 3 days later, and I haven't finished this video. Life just happened and I never got back to it. So what we'll do is we will get these little bells. As I said, I'm just going to go into a channeled state with my spirit guides and just have a wee chat with them. So we're just going to clear the energy. Oh, I love that. Clear the energy in this beautiful space. And the other thing is, I always like to do some kind of ritual before I go into a channeled state. So I thought if I could light this, we're just going to, oh, I've got the short matches today. Oh, I don't want to get burned. Okay, I'm going to get burned. Come on. Oh shit, hang on. Ah! candle is now lit. I don't think the carpet's on fire. So before we go into the state, let's come to our hearts and just relax and let everything go. Let it all go. All that to-do list, the piles of washing, all gone. And as I said, when I channel, I see this like almost like a mask, and it's got two little eye hole things, and they're black and the mask is orange. So I'm in. And before I start, I'd just like to thank all my beautiful guides and angels, those working with 100% God power, who are going to help me with this little session. And we'll just put this little candle down, and we are just going to ask these few little questions. Okay, we're going to start with why. We'll start at number 3. Why is the world in such a mess? Why is the world in such a mess? Why is the world in such a mess? The world is not in a mess. The world is changing consciousness. We are ending one cycle and starting the next beautiful cycle. So even though you humans perceive it to be in a mess, it is not in a mess. You must understand, every system, every system must end. Every system must break down before the complete reset can happen. So that is all your eyes are witnessing out in the external. You, my beautiful friend, must get ready for the changes. You must not hold on to any of the old systems. You must adapt yourself for the future, which is new and exciting and probably a little scary for some of you who have been on this planet for a while. But you must just adapt yourself for change and just be aware that change is rolling out in the next few years. And this has been happening for a long, long time. So you must adapt yourself for change and embrace when you see things completely fall apart, because most of you will be experiencing this in your own individual life and will be navigating your way through this. Even though it looks chaotic out there, this is how it is meant to be. There is nothing happening that is not meant to be happening. All we would say to you is maybe it's taking longer than it was meant to take. Like every process, there's ins and outs and ups and downs. So don't concern yourself about that. Okay, thank you. Okay, so that was 3. Okay, we're jumping around. This is number 2, and we're going back in. How can I change my life? How can I change my life? How can I change my life? So as you all know, when you come into your body and the first 7 years are spent programming your subconscious mind, that's, there's a lot of study being done on that. So when you change your life, all you're doing is you're breaking away from your program and you're reprogramming yourself. So to make changes, you must reprogram yourself. So when you decide whatever it is, whatever changes you want to make in your life, and we would say the only law is those changes must be for the good of yourself and the good of the planet and the good of humanity. And then you must start making the changes, and not from an external point of view, from the subconscious mind point of view. And you just have to focus on that and do repetition, repetition, repetition. Focus, repetition, repetition, repetition. Focus, repetition, repetition, repetition. We would say all the work needs to be done in the mind. Maybe there's some action on the outside, on the external life, but mostly the work has to be done in the subconscious mind, because that's what controls your life, and that's where the changes have to be made, and that has to become programmed in your mind. So whatever changes you want to make in your life, just go for it. Just make the changes, and then just keep repeating until it's accepted in your mind. Your mind is the place where you need to spend all that time, because that will bring the changes that you want in your life. So I hope that's of value to you. Okay, we'll go to number one. I'm kind of jumping in and out. Number one, why is my life like this? And why hasn't it worked out the way I wanted? Why is my life like this? And why hasn't it worked out the way I wanted? Why is my life like this? So here's the thing. You've come to Earth, and you've come to Earth hundreds of times. And when you come to Earth, you are in a series of lives. Okay, series of lives. And finally you wake up and you realize that you've been stuck in these series of lives. And when you come to Earth, I know this will be very, some of you will find this hard to kind of believe. There's a reason that you're on Earth, and there will be things you're wanting to experience, some good, some bad, that, you know, humans make it good or bad. And there will be lessons that you'll want to learn. And so that's why your life is like it is. So what you need to do is you need to transition through what you've come to Earth to learn as soon as possible. I mean, you can change that. You can say, okay, I've transitioned through, I've got my lessons, now I need to move on and make this life about what I want to experience. So it's very much intending to make those changes and then to experience what you want to what you want to experience when you come into this life. But first you need to wake up and understand what it's all about. So that's why your life is like that, because you have chosen to come through, you've chosen to learn certain things, and that's what you're experiencing at the moment. But you can make changes. You're a very powerful being. You can make changes and kind of decide to navigate a different path on Earth. Okay, so let's go to, here we go. Number 4 was, do I have a mission on Earth? Do I have a mission on Earth? Do I have a mission on Earth? We don't want to trip you up about having a so-called mission on Earth. We're going to make this little question very short and very sweet. Your mission on Earth is to do what you love. Do what you love. And then be very aware about what you like to experience on Earth. There's so many rules at the moment on the Earth. In this program that runs the Earth, in the Matrix, there's just so many rules and regulations. And most souls are pushed through this Earth school in a certain way, and then one day they wake up and they realize that, oh no, I didn't want to be a lawyer, or oh no, I didn't want to be a teacher, or no, oh, I didn't want to be married to that person, or oh no, this isn't right for me. So we go back to the basis of just be happy. And when you can practice being happy and focus on happiness on a daily basis, that will change your frequency and your vibration, and that will be your springboard for your life. And whatever you do going forward from that place, that will be completing your so-called mission. But it'll be a very different life from the life that you have lived. Okay, so let's go on. Oh, number 5. Number 5 speaks into number 4, and it's how can I have a happier life? Just choose, how can I have a happier life? How can I have a happier life? My friend, you must just choose to have a happier life. And you must just choose not to focus on the lower energy frequencies, on that news that's bombarding you all, 24/7, on all the negative stuff that's happening in your world. It's like you can tune into that negative stuff 24/7, or you can choose to tune into happiness and joy and peace. And that's what we are suggesting that you do. And then that way, by default, you will live a happier life, a different life, but it'll be because you're living it from a different frequency. So I'm just going to flip over the page to see what other questions they would like to focus on. I'm flipping in and out of channel state with my spirit guides. Okay. We'll just start at the top. Why is my mental health so bad at the moment? Okay, why is my mental health so bad at the moment? Your mental health is bad at the moment because you choose it to be bad at the moment, and you have identified with your mental health, and there's no need to identify with that mental health anymore, and it's a feeling. And because the external world is now focusing and talking about mental health, you don't need to do that. So what you need to do is go back and focus on happiness, and focus on joy, and focus on peace. And then this so-called thing that you call mental health will take a back seat, and you will have less days when you say to yourself, oh, I'm anxious today, or oh, I'm on the edge of depression, or all those things. You won't focus on those. So there again, what we're telling you to do is just go to a higher frequency. And also what we will say about mental health is it is part and parcel of the external world breaking down. And mental health is a thing that hasn't been talked about. So it is also to do with awakened beings and being more aware of what you are feeling. So when you wake up in the morning, the one other thing we will say is intend to have a day full of joy, intend to have a day full of happiness, intend to have a day full of peace, and then your so-called mental health will behave. We hope that's helpful for you. Where's my money? Where is your money? Where is my money? We're going to mention a couple of things about this. Normal human beings, the way the matrix is set up, were never intended to have a lot of money. And the reason they were not intended to have a lot of money is so they could be a worker bee for the matrix. So the average human being who is in the matrix has a lot of debt, especially in the more Western countries. They have a lot of debt, so they will keep, and they are over-consuming everything, over-consuming. They have little time, and they are working far beyond their capabilities, and therefore all their money is being siphoned into the system. And the idea, like, money is just an energy. That's the second thing we want to say. It's just an energy. So then they focus on their bank account, which the average person's bank account doesn't have a lot in it, and that becomes their reality. So what we would say to you is, every time you look at that bank account, and remember, money's not real, it's just an energy, put 6 zeros on the end of it, and then feel what that would be like, and then focus on that. Focus on abundance, not lack, and do that for the next 30 days, and see what opportunities you become aware of, and where your spirit guides and your team, where they send you. And yeah, just focus on that. Okay, we're just going to do another couple of questions and then we're going to end the session. Okay, there's one down here. Why does my body get sick? Why does my body get sick? Why does my body get sick? So there's a couple of reasons why your body was never meant to get sick. And as we go to a higher frequency, sickness won't be a thing. Hospitals won't be a thing unless humans, A&E maybe, but hospitals will not be a thing. Because the frequency of the body, we are moving in, you are on earth, you are moving into a different time, space, reality, and therefore your bodies will be a different frequency. And what will happen is you will be having energy medicine as your main medicine. Okay, that we didn't put that in a very clear way. You will move from taking pills and treating your body to living with energy practices every day, and that will just help keep your body in a higher frequency, especially the young ones that are being born now. So remember this, your body is never meant to get sick. Though in saying that, we would say some people have come forth into this body and they will be sick, and the reason that they will be sick is they would have chosen this life, and by the time they pass away they would understand why they chose to be sick all through their life. So that's, you know how some people survive and go on to live a happy life after a big sickness and other people pass away. That is the reason. Remember, you're incarnated in a school, and you've probably lived hundreds of lives. Especially if you're on earth right now, you have probably lived hundreds of lives. So if that's the end of the questions, we're now going to go. Thank you so much for listening. If you're still listening, thank you, because we haven't done a session like this for a long time. We love you, and we'll pass back. I'll have to go back and listen to what they said because I kind of zoned out. So have a beautiful day. If you have any questions to ask my team, just pop them in the comments and I'll make a video, another video. Okay, love and light. Have a beautiful day. See ya.